If you're a beauty professional, there are 3 super important areas that you always want to be focusing on, not only to bring in new clients, but to also retain your clients as well. I'm going to break down all 3 for you in this episode, so keep listening. Welcome to The Rebel Show, the podcast for estheticians who want to grow their business, master social media, and perfect their waxing technique. I'm Brie Mesquit, esthetician, business coach, and founder of Rebel Wax and First to Market Wax Pads. I built a 6-figure clientele, a 7-figure brand, and have trained over 15,000 waxers through my in-person and online courses. Are you struggling to book clients or market yourself? You're in the right place. Each week, I bring real business strategies, waxing education, and no BS advice to help you grow. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to The Rebel Show. I'm Brie Mesquit, esthetician, educator, wax brand owner, and waxing studio owner. And today I'm going to be breaking down the 3 main areas of focus that you constantly want to have a pulse on and be focusing on in order to build and maintain a super healthy aesthetics business. Okay, so let's get straight into it. There are 3 areas: bringing in new clients, retaining those clients, and then reinstating old clients. That's one area that people really tend to forget and completely neglect. There's usually going to be one area that you're giving heavy amount of focus on while the other 2 are in maintenance mode, and then these things can tend to flip-flop. It may be you're really focusing on bringing in new clients, and then retention and reinstatement are on maintenance mode. Or maybe you're seeing issues because you're tracking your numbers because you listened to my podcast episode all about KPIs, which key performance indicators, so all the numbers that you need to be tracking. So maybe you see an issue and you're like, new clients coming in is no longer my issue. It's time to maintain that, and I really need to focus on my retention, or vice versa. Any one of these is going to be your main focus while the other 2 are in maintenance mode. So let's start first with one of the most important, especially when you're first starting off. They're all equally important. I shouldn't say that, but when you're first starting off, your main focus really is going to be, of course, on bringing in new clients. Okay, so new clients, your goal should be 30 new clients a month. Okay, but keep in mind, this goal is based off of providing waxing services, with the main service focus really being Brazilian waxes, and those who are able to complete a Brazilian in 30 minutes or less, okay? So if you are a hairstylist or a nail tech or any other beauty services out there, all these things still pertain, but these goals are going to be a little bit different. So I just want you to keep that in mind. So your goal is 30 new clients a month. How are you going to do that? It's going to be through your social media, through warm reach outs. Maybe you're running some ads, your Google business page, referrals, okay? So you'll want to be focusing on all of those things if your main focus is bringing in new clients. I have so many other podcast episodes really diving into each one of these things individually. So go back and listen to those. I want to give you kind of the general overview of all of these and what you need to be constantly focusing on. These 3 areas always need to be top of mind for you and have your eyes on it. We can't neglect any of these things, okay? So that's the first one, is bringing in new clients. Secondly, retaining these clients. We can't have 30 clients coming in while 30 are leaving out the back door. So pre-booking is going to be really important. Making sure you have a system for following up with your new clients, but really you want to pre-book them at checkout. One of my favorite ways to do this is having a package incentive that's available only for new clients. Usually I do a 3-pack and it's at a special discount. I have a podcast episode all about that. I fully break down exactly what we do at our studio, and this directly helps turn those new clients into retained clients. So you always want to be focusing on retention. The goal is going to be 50 to 70% retention rate. So utilizing your online booking system, the analytics and the reports that you're able to pull. If you're using a booking system that does not track these analytics for you, you absolutely need to get switched over, okay? It's the only way to operate your business based on data and hard facts rather than feelings, okay? Prime example. Yesterday I had a meeting with our CFO, and I am like, our sales are down right now. We're in a little bit of a slower season, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we're going under. This is terrible. I'm just kidding. I'm being a little dramatic. But then when I broke down and he's like, okay, Brie, let's get out of our feelings and let's look at the data. We actually are doing better when it comes to our overhead and our spend. We've actually reduced our spend, so our profits are higher than they would normally be this time of year. So even though the sales and top line revenue's down, our profits are up. So now I can have the feelings of how we're doing in our business actually based on hard facts and data. And the only way to do that is because we're tracking these numbers. So systems like Gloss Genius make it very, very easy to track these numbers, okay? It literally takes less than 5 seconds to pull up these numbers. Go back and watch that podcast episode about KPIs and about tracking your numbers. I literally walked through it on my laptop, on my screen, so that you guys can see the back end on how to pull these numbers. So retention, you want to be really 70% is ideal, especially for solo providers. Now, it's going to be a little bit different once you get into the realm that I'm in with having a commission-based studio. So I actually have an employee. I have to train her really hard on how to retain clients. So when you're the one though in the treatment room, you're more often than not, I see that solo providers have much higher retention numbers. So that's a positive. So 50 to 70%. If it ever dips below that, then there's a big issue and you need to figure out why. Get to the bottom of it. What is the root cause of this dip in retention? And then you want to make that your main focus while you're maintaining, bringing in new clients and maintaining, reinstating old clients. Hey guys, quick interruption to the show to bring you a offer you won't be able to resist. If you have not yet tried Rebel Wax, then go ahead and visit our site, lashandwaxoc.com, and use code TRYREBEL, all one word, code TRYREBEL to claim 2 free sample size bags. All right, so let's get into the third thing. I want to keep this one short and sweet, reinstating old clients. So how do you do this? So the best way to do this is through automation. Again, Gloss Genius, that's what we personally use mid-month. So around the 15th of each month, or just really mid-month, we send out a reinstatement email. So it's really great with Gloss Genius. You could put a filter on where you're able to send an email directly to any clients who we have not seen in 3 months or longer. So if it's been more than 3 months, I'm able to send an email directly to them, and we create some scarcity and urgency and an offer for them to get back in. So oftentimes we do, so if our Brazilians are normally 70, for new clients it's 35. So that's one way that we bring in new clients. Maybe I'll make the offer a $55 Brazilian. But the key here is that they only have till the end of the month. So in this email, I'm telling them the expiration date. So if we're sending it out on the 15th, I will say, this deal ends November 30th. Show this email at checkout in order to claim your discount, because then I'm able to have my waxer at the salon track how many old clients we reinstated and brought back with this deal. So you constantly want to be marketing to those who it's been a while. That's one way to do it. Another really, really useful way to do this, and it's not always super scalable, but I love doing the unscalable things because they usually have the biggest return on your time investment, is personal text reach out. So literally going through that list of people and do a personal reach out. This is, you could say something, hey, it's Bree, I was just thinking about you. I want to check in, say hi. I would love to see you back in. Let me know if you need help getting an appointment scheduled. Something as simple as that, you guys, can reinstate and bring in so many clients who have otherwise forgotten to maybe book an appointment. It's just not top of mind for them. The main thing with our marketing is we always want to stay top of mind. You're never going to bug people. You need to be sending out your weekly newsletters. You need to be following up with people. You need those confirmation texts. You need those reminders texts. People get busy and they have other things on their mind. You need to keep yourself top of mind, okay? So those are the 3 things. Have this as a monthly cadence, though. All 3 of these things, again, the whole point of this episode is that I need you focusing on all 3 of them always. Sometimes they're going to be in maintenance while others are your main focus. So, okay, so sometimes your main focus is reinstating old clients. I can't tell you how many coaching clients I've had where in their intake form, I'm like, what's your total client number? And they'll have like 1,000 clients, but they still have a booking utilization, which just means if you have 50 hours available and like only 25 are being booked, then you're at a 50% booking utilization. So you still have, 50% more availability than what's being booked. And when I see those low booking utilization numbers, but they have such a large clientele list, then we really start digging in. what's the issue when it comes to retention, and then how can we start reinstating? Like, you don't always have to be going out and looking for new. You already have a built-in clientele. They've built a relationship with you. They know you. You've built that like, no, trust factor with them already. It's so much easier to get them to buy back in than it is to convince someone new that you haven't met yet, that you haven't built a relationship with, to come in for their first time too, okay? So that's one area where I really see people lack and just completely neglect is marketing to clients that they haven't seen in a while. All right, so those are 3 things: new clients, retaining them, reinstating old clients. If you guys focus on those 3 areas, you will have a very successful and thriving business. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any specific questions about any of these areas. Tons of podcasts for you guys to go back on that I really dive into each of them. But if you have any topics that you would like to see me cover, I would love to hear those as well. Please make sure you subscribe. About 70% of you that tune in every week are not subscribed. And believe it or not, pressing that subscribe button actually helps us out more than you could even know to keep production going, keep this channel growing. I'd really, really appreciate it. All right, I will see you guys back next week.